Here are phrases that show you lack confidence. Things that you say and do tell people so much more about you than you can ever tell them about yourself. A lot of guys are confident, but saying these things gives off the impression that you're not confident. The first is the phrase, I think. Imagine Alexander the Great, one of the most well-known warriors of all time, leading his army to go to war. Right before they get to their opponent's kingdom, he turns back to them and says this, I think we got this. The words I think doesn't convey the confidence that strong leaders should have. Instead, just cut that phrase entirely. We got this. So much better. The second is that if you're approaching a girl to get her number and you ask, could I have your number? The phrase could I not only shows that you lack confidence, but also that you are undeserving of her phone number. Women react to strength, but if you convey that you are undeserving, then they will not want to give it to you. Instead of saying, I have to run, can I get your number? Say this instead. Hey, I have to run, but let's get together sometime. What's your number? When you are talking to somebody you find attractive, does it go something like this? Hey, what's up? Nothing much, what about you? Chillin', how are you? I'm good. You? What's your name? We're fucking ending that shit right here. No more dry conversations. Women are dying to be rescued by a man who can challenge her, who isn't afraid to flirt. Why do you think romance novels are the #1 selling genre of all time? Women want a mystery, and they want anticipation. If you are asking a barrage of questions, it's not a romantic interaction. It becomes more of an interview. The person who perceives himself as high value does not ask questions. He uses statements. Instead of asking, where are you from? Say this, by the way that you act, I feel like you're from the East Coast. Do you think their attention's on you now? Abso-fucking-lutely. Because they're wondering what you saw in them that made you assume that. Because remember, curiosity equals attraction. Here are my top flirting tips for men, especially if you're shy. This is the way that you build attraction. These are crucial for when you're meeting women, because every time a man and a woman have gotten together, flirting has always come before that. First is what to do when she touches you. When you're being playful with the girl, or maybe you tease her in some way, and she's becoming more attracted, then she will slap your arm or playfully touch you. Let's say that she accidentally drops something, and you say this, oh my god, you're so clumsy. She tells you to shut up, and playfully pushes you. You can say one of two things. Hey, watch it. Touching costs extra. Or two, hey now, no touching allowed. The second tip is what you actually say to flirt. You want to verbally push her away to show her that you're not easy to get. This is literally straight out of my book. Let's say that she's from a small town, or maybe she's a farm girl, or maybe she's from Texas. Then you can jokingly tease her and say this, so tell me, what kind of tractor did you drive to school? Here are 3 habits high-value men do that make any guy attractive. If you can implement these into your life, then you will be chased after by women. First is that you cannot look desperate. Girls want to be involved with a man who's busy, who has a lot going on. She doesn't want to be pressured to call back or text back, so sending another text, trying to get her to talk to you, will only make you look desperate. Second is that you need to take care of yourself. This means smell good, trim your fingernails, get rid of the unibrow, don't you ever have bad breath, get the fucking dirt out of your fingernails, and get rid of that neck hair immediately. If you can never take care of yourself, then how will a woman ever be able to trust you to take care of her? Third is that a lot of people tell you that being a jerk is sexy, but it's not. Being a leader is charming. Being stuck up isn't. I'm not saying be a nice guy and get walked all over. I'm saying treat people with gratitude. Don't be afraid to say thank you. There are so many people we deal with that are negative. It's a breath of fresh air to deal with someone who's grateful. Simple things like that go such a long way. This one psychology hack will have people chase you, more invested into you, and it's one simple body language trick. But just a warning, this trick can be used for manipulation, so if you can handle that, then let's move on. In the pickup world, there is a concept known as push-pull, where you pull them in with compliments, making them believe that you like them, then immediately push them away. This is also known as mixed signals, which makes people obsess over you. This trick you will simply be pushing and pulling with your body. Let's say the scenario is that you're having a conversation with somebody. They tell you something personal and you lean back. No way. Really? What happens when you lean back? They will start to second guess themselves. Damn, was that too much? This will make them lean in, which means they're investing more psychologically to get you to stay. Then you lean back in right after that. Oh yeah, that is interesting. So you continue to go back and forth, not too fast like you're swaying, but just in the key moments to get them to continue to invest more in the conversation. Here are 3 sneaky psychological tricks that you must know. The first is the use of one word, the word because. In Robert Cialdini's book, he talked about a study with copy machines. There was a line to use the machine. Someone would walk up in line and ask, "Hey, can I cut you?" 60% of the time, the person in front of them said no. But when the person added the word because and a reason behind it, the amount of yeses went from a 60% to a 94%. "Hey, can I cut you in line because I'm late for an appointment?" The second trick deals with commanding respect. Occasionally when you're talking, you get that person who randomly interrupts you and they try to talk over you. Most people in that situation just stop talking. They don't finish what they were saying. But the next time someone tries to interrupt you, just keep talking. Finish what you were saying. It will make that person second guess themselves on why they interrupted you. The third is that when you're trying to build rapport with somebody, Ben Franklin says to ask them for a small favor. "Hey, could you pass me a napkin?" If someone does a small favor for you, they are rationalizing in their head that they must already like you or else they wouldn't be doing this for you. Here are things girls desperately want you to do, but for some reason just won't tell you. This may be intimidating for most guys, but she wants you to make the move. This includes both the kiss and the approach. If she is slapping your arm and touching her lips in some way, then just look at her and say this: "Why don't you just get it over with and kiss me already?" But if you're in the club, you catch her giving you what RSD calls the anime eyes, then walk on over and say this: "I caught you looking at me a couple times. Tell me, was it the eyes, the hair, or both?" Women want a man who can take the lead, but also something a girl will not tell you is that they want uncertainty and mystery. A lot of guys after the first date will text her that night right after, "Hey, I had a great time. What's your schedule looking like for this Friday? I think we should go out again." Don't be too available. Let her text you after the first date. She will be wondering, did he have a good time? I haven't heard from him. She'll talk to her friends and then reach out to you. "Hey, I had a great time the other night." You respond with this: "Oh, hey, I was just thinking about you." Here is the best way to get an ex or a friend back into your life. If you want them sprinting back to you, then you need to follow this advice to the core. Even if they told you they're never coming back, or there's absolutely no chance. Listen, the version of you who's telling yourself, "I need them to be happy. Once I get them back, then I'll be happy again." They will never ever be attracted to that version of you. It is because you're coming from a place of desperation and lack. And if you're coming from a place of lack, then you will attract more lack into your life. Out of fear, you push them away. Once you feel them slowly leaving, you become more fearful. You then try to do something, but then they move further away. The cycle continues until you've pushed them away completely. This is called a scarcity mindset. What you need to do is switch scarcity to abundance. Instead of going into the interactions coming from a place of lack, give value instead. Start becoming the person who is wanted and needed by all, who takes care of and leads those around him. You will then have whatever and whoever you want appear into your life. Use this flirting trick to make them instantly chase you. It is natural human psychology that we tend to appreciate more and value more something that we have to work for. So if you use this, you will make them naturally perceive you as higher value, and they will start to chase you without even realizing it. It all comes down to one word: guess. Let's say you're talking to a girl. She asks you this: "What's your sign? Where are you from? What's your favorite type of drink?" Most guys just give in and tell her, but they missed a perfect opportunity. If she is trying to figure you out, it means she's curious about you, and curiosity equals attraction. If you want to be bold, then take it one step higher with this. Let's say that she asks you, "What's your sign?" and you tell her to guess, but she guesses wrong. Then respond like this: "Oh my God, no." You want to dangle it above her to keep her working for you. Here is how to stop being needy and insecure. But where does insecurity come from? They come from a limiting belief system, basically patterns that have been created from dramatic childhood events, past relationships, or serious life events. When my family had to file for bankruptcy, we were dirt poor, and this created a pattern to not take risk, never to challenge ourselves, because we had this limiting belief that we were failures, that we could never succeed. Something similar happened to you, where you don't believe you can succeed, so it comes out through insecure ways. But you have to start by bringing challenge back into your life. For example, something simple, like taking a cold shower every morning. If you do not bring challenge back into your life, you will forever have self-destructing habits. Another tip is that you might find yourself overly texting and overly calling, maybe because you fear them leaving. And to overcompensate for that fear, you text too much and make yourself too available. Remember to focus on your life. Women don't want to be your everything. They want a man who's strong, a man who has his own life. Here are certain signs that a shy girl likes you. It may be difficult, because guys may think she's not interested, but in reality, she may just be nervous around him and not know what to say. First is if she talks to everybody except for you. This doesn't mean she doesn't like you. In fact, it means the opposite, that she's nervous to talk to you. If she is acting shy, then say this: "It's kind of cute the way you act around me." If she gets defensive, "What do you mean?" then she is definitely interested. Respond with this: "Never mind." The second sign is to pay attention to her friends, especially when you come around. If her friends tease her and giggle, then it's a huge sign that she likes you. It means that she's talking about you to them. Remember, the more someone wonders about you, the more their attraction raises. Also, if you walk into a party and they weren't expecting you, they will look at her and she'll begin to blush. Stroll on up to them and say this: "It looks like you wanted to talk to me." Chances are she'll be starstruck. Before she can reply, say this: "Okay, never mind." Act like you're walking away. If she pulls you back in, she wants you. Here are a few simple steps to stop being the nice guy and start getting the respect and attention from everyone in your life. We're not talking about becoming an asshole, but becoming a strong-minded, confident man who doesn't get walked all over. First is that you need to start putting yourself first. If you want to take control of your life, you need to be okay with being a little selfish. Become comfortable with telling people no. If you have things to get done and people are trying to get you to do something else, you have to tell them no and stand up for yourself. Second is to start asking for what you want. If you're a nice guy, you probably have trouble doing this. You're afraid you'll get rejected, so you don't try. When you ask for what you want, you'll begin to get what you want. But even if you don't, they will respect you for going for what you want. The third and final sign is don't seek approval. Nice guys crave approval from others. You might feel pressed to agree with everybody and everything, or else you might lose their validation. But you have to get comfortable with disagreeing, because agreeing with everybody makes people like you, but it will never make them have those strong emotions for you. Here are signs that somebody doesn't like you because they are jealous of you. You need to know these because not only are they funny, but then you can stop trying for somebody you'll get nowhere with. The first sign is that they'll try to ruin your relationship with others. If they see you're really good friends with somebody, or you just got into a relationship, or scored that date with your crush, then they will start unnecessary drama or rumors. Basically, they try to turn your team against you. The second is that they will give you insincere compliments, also known as backhanded compliments, the type where you know it's fake. For example, "Hey, I really like your outfit. I've seen a lot of people wearing the same one." They are trying to come in under the radar, so you don't suspect their jealousy. You weren't expecting this final sign, but the third sign is that you thought of them while watching this video. If you have a sense of rivalry between you two, then chances are there's a spark of jealousy. Remember, when someone is trying to compete with you, it means they view you as the real deal, which grows jealousy in the weaker-minded. Here are 3 types of people that you can never change. A lot of times we make a huge mistake, thinking everybody wants to be better, so you try to help them, but then helping them just hurts you in the end. But to help you identify them, the first person you can't change are the egomaniacs, the people who think they're perfect and have nothing to improve on. They think it's everybody else that needs to change, and everybody else is beneath them. But when you try to point out their flaws to help, their unwillingness to change comes from deep down insecurity, to see themselves as anything less than perfect. The second is victim-minded people. They constantly blame others for their shortcomings. They can't see they are the ones that keep making the mistakes that lead them to suffering, so they believe and tell others that their lives are meant for suffering. The third is the person who is dishonest. They're two-faced and fake. They can be charming, but only when they need something. But they cannot be trusted by any means, because they will try to deceive you into doing things for them without you even realizing it. Here are tricks to keeping the conversation going with anybody. This is useful for introverts, or if you find it difficult to talk to your crush, and they are very easy to do. This first trick is known as echoing or parroting. If they say, "I really want to get to know you," you repeat back to them the last words in their sentence. Look them up and down. Know me. If they say, "I really want to go see the fireworks," see the fireworks. Parroting their statements back to them will psychologically cause them to explain themselves. Not only are they seeking your validation, but now you are positioning yourself as high value, which makes you attractive. The second is to cut yes and no questions almost entirely. Basically questions with one-word replies. "How was your day today?" "Oh, it was good." This stops the flow and forces you to ask another question, which makes it look like you're chasing them. Instead ask, "What were you up to today?" Asking this will give you more details that can create more conversation. Here is the best way to compliment a girl that will make her melt. There was a study done with Tinder. A man made dating profiles for multiple models. You would think they got like 10 messages a day, but they got 80 plus. Some even got over 200 messages per day, mostly consisting of this: "You're so hot. Oh my gosh, you're so beautiful. You have the prettiest eyes." The problem is that most guys use compliments as a bribe. I'll tell her this to get her to A, talk to me, or B, like me. But here's how to really form a genuine compliment. The point of the compliment is to make them feel special. And here's the formula. This is literally straight out of my book. Most girls are A, but you are B. For example, most girls are shallow and skin deep, but I actually enjoy talking to you because you're so open. You make her feel special because you are pointing out a genuine quality that only she has. Remember, people move away from pain and towards pleasure, and if she feels genuinely valued by you, this will cause her to naturally gravitate towards you. Here are 3 body language secrets that make you look more attractive instantly. First, and this one's a little strange, but it's to expose your neck more. It has been said that during conversation, if you tilt your head and expose your neck, then the person you're talking to feels like they are bonded and connected to you more. It also shows that you have nothing to hide. The second secret is to wear the color red more often. A study was done where a man had pictures taken of him in multiple colored shirts. These pictures were taken and shown to a test group. They were then asked, if you had $100 to spend on any date, who would you spend the most on? They didn't know that it was the same guy, but in different colored shirts. The group, on average, said they would spend $25 more on the red shirt. The third and final secret is that when you are talking to somebody, show your palms more. In the book Love Signals, it is said that the back of your hands symbolize a threat, while the palms show openness and nothing to hide. Here's what to do if they don't text you back. The most common reason for your crush to not text you back is boredom. The second reason for silence is that most guys send a bad text, either too sexual or they try to close way too fast. The first thing you need to do is nothing. You win no matter what. Let's say she really likes you and doesn't reply to you right away. She will eventually text you back and re-engage the conversation. The fact that you didn't double text her or tried too hard will make her more interested in you. So if you don't send that next text because you're unsure, the fact that you don't do that makes her more attracted to you. Now let's say she's not interested in you, or she's not interested anymore. Not sending another text is still a win. There's no magic text that will make her like you or make her attracted, because she has the frame that she doesn't like you. So even if you send a diamond of all texts, her perception is that she's not interested. So she sees that text as needy. This makes you a winner because high value men do not waste time and effort on someone who's not interested in them.